Tell, Cockerel. He's just a true guy. You'll have a true time. Tell, Cockerel. Leave your troubles at the door. You know the game, you know the score. We're here to have fun, so holster that gun and read the writing on the wall. The Predictions League, done every week. It just goes on and 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 on. Why do I always get it wrong? Tell, Cockerel. He's just a chill guy. You'll have a chill time. Tell, Cockerel. Jose gets himself around, always talking Spurs wherever he is found, home or away. He always tips to win, throws the form book in the bin with a cheeky knowing grin. Tell, Cockerel. He's just a chill guy. You'll have a chill time. Tell, Cockerel. The Predictions League, done every week. It just goes on and on and on and on. Why do I always get it wrong? Every time I play along. Tell, Cockerel. The show is so chilled, your time is well filled. If you want good friendly chat, then here's where it's at. Tell, Cockerel. It just goes on and 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 on. Why do I always get it wrong? Tell, Cockerel. The show is so chill, your time is well filled. If you want good friendly chat, then here's where it's at. Tell, Cockerel.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Tell Cockerel. Today is Thursday, the 4th of September. I've nearly forgotten the date already. Thursday, the 4th of September. I hope that you're all well in everything you wish to do and you're wanting to do. I did put a post up yesterday or the day before to say that predictions will be split into two parts this week, because what I decided was I forgot that I had football tomorrow night, and that if I was to do all the predictions in one go, then I would never go to football, so would never get the show done. So I've had to split the show into two parts. Part one today, part two tomorrow. But the good news is that now that I'm doing it into two different parts, it means that we get 12 games per day. So there'll be 12 games I do today, and we'll do the other 12 tomorrow. So we've got 24 bonus games in total for you all to predict on. They are all from throughout the world. Funnily enough, because of the international break, I thought there were some games that we would find that leagues would not be on, and I found that some leagues are still playing games. So we have non-leagues, we have obscure leagues, we have regional leagues, and we have promotion, like proper leagues as well. So yes, we start as we mean to go on. I have got 12 games for everyone. And again, I will only take the scores from people that are members. So if you haven't got a membership badge, or you're not a member, you haven't got one beside your name, then I won't be able to take your score. So if you want to play, you have to be a member. I've searched high and far and wide to get these teams. So hopefully we'll do 12 today, get them done. Who knows if we get any more done than 12, it might be a bonus for you guys. Right. So let's start with Mikey Romero was here early. Says, I will leave the results after the stream. Stuck in class today. Mikey, good luck with your classes. I think Adrian popped in earlier. Says, good afternoon, Jose et al. Good afternoon, Adrian. Scott C says, hello, Jose. Chat. Good evening to you, Scott. I hope you're well, sir. Archer says, good afternoon, Jose. Chat. Good afternoon, Archer. I hope you are well. Mr. Quez Ali says, good afternoon. Good morning to you, Quez. I hope you're well, sir. Ed M's here says, afternoon, Jose and chat. Good afternoon, Ed. I hope you are well, sir. Drula is a Franca says, afternoon, Jose and Cockle Group. Good afternoon, Drula. Hope you and yours are well. Carl Simpson's here. Afternoon, Jose and everyone in chat. Good afternoon, Carl. I hope you are well. Jess is here. Good afternoon, Jess. I hope you are well as well. Good afternoon to you. Nita is here. She says, hi, Jose in the chat. Good afternoon, Nita. Shemtam, good afternoon, Mr. Bossman. Jose, I hope you're well today. I am. I've just finished work, logged into this. So we're here. We're here. Ryan T is here. Says, big up, Jose. Good afternoon, Ryan T. I hope you're well. Daz is here. Daz says, big up, Jose, and chat. I hope everyone's well today. Good afternoon, Daz. What I will say, I don't have to mention anything about the Predict the Prem, and I don't have to mention anything about Fantasy Football League because they take a break this week. They won't be back till next week. So for next week, I'll include them. But today is just purely the prediction show that we do on this channel, interactive, and it'll be the members. Ellie says, Jose, loving the intro still. It will never leave my lips as I sing it every day, says Queen Ellie. Good afternoon, Queen Ellie. Scott C says, wow, that's a lot of games. Well, this is the bonus that you guys get. You guys are members. You guys play this. You guys get the bonus from it. Razzle Dazzle's here. Says, afternoon, Jose in chat. Good afternoon, Razzles. I hope you're well. Ellie then says, afternoon in the chat. Big up all you beautiful Spurs fans. Love each and every one of you. Here we go. We've got Graham is here. Says, afternoon, Jose. So good afternoon, Graham. I hope you're well. Richard says, afternoon. Good afternoon, Richard. And then people are saying hello to each other. And then you've got Side Dancer who's just nicked in and says, afternoon, everyone. Right. So let's start. As I said, it will be for people that are members only. So if you're in the chat and you put a result in, I'll tell you whether if I can't accept it onto our league because you're not a member. Yeah. But if you do want to play, then become a member. Right. So we start off with the first game of the weekend. And the first game, they're not necessarily in order of times of showing, they're just the games that we got. And the first game is Donefeld Vienne versus Retz. Donefeld Vienne versus Retz. I can see a lot of Googling going on here. Right. Side Dancer is coming in with a 2 draw. So let's get Sai in. Sai's going for a Daigle. Better change all this because I've got this on such a small font that otherwise it's going to take me ages to backfire. There we go. Small font sorted. Right. So I have got a Daigle in Versailles. Razzle Dazzle 1-2. Razzle Dazzle 1-2. And then we have Shemtam at 2-1. Shemtam 2-1. Scott C 1-0. Scott 1-0. And then we have Elto at 2-0. Drula at 2-1. Right, let's see. Drula at 2-1. And then I've got Jess also and Daz also at 2-1. So it's Drula Jess. Daz Reynolds. 2-1 for Daz. Lovely. Got Daz in there. Carl is on a 3-1. I mean, hold on, we got some more. I got Nita at 2-1. Nita, I don't know if you watched back the show, but you were the queen of the week last week. You got double points. You beat everybody last week, and you jumped into 4th place, if my memory serves me right. So you had a good week. Ellie's also going for a 2-1. Tot Spurs is going for a 2-0. Good afternoon, Tot Spurs, 2-0. Good afternoon, Dazza. Tot Spurs, 2-0. I then have missed some 3-1s, which I have from Carl Simpson and from Ed M. So Carl and Ed M have both gone 3-1. 3-1 there for Ed M. And Carl has gone for a 3-1. Is that right? Did I say Carl? Ed M and Carl. Yes. Yes. Julie says, I have to write them in my book. Normally I'm prepared. Yeah, but you can't today, can you? Because you wouldn't have known, because the games are all fresh. They're not, if we've got the Premiership, you know what teams they are. Alan's going for good morning to you, Alan, 0-1. Archer's gone for a 2-1. And Richard has also come in with a 2-1. Richard, 2-1. Right. I did watch it back. I did okay. Nita, you did fantastic. You did really, really well. Jose, we now have a Daz army. Big up the Dazzers. You've got Razzle Dazzle, and you've got Daz Reynolds. I've got Dazzers coming out of my ears. Right, so I'm just going to put people in that are here at the moment. Did I get a score from Graham? Yeah, 2-0, because Graham always gives me a score. It's a 2-0. So, people that I can't see. So, Ian, I can't see, so I'm going to cut Ian. Bear with me a second. This is where I do my chop and change. So, Ian's not here. Chris P is not here. If these people watch it back, they can get it back. Today, I don't think I'll be rolling back because it's going to be too difficult. Some of these you can't even pronounce. Right, bear with me a second. Yeah, we got the Daz Army. Look, Razzle Dazzle's coming with the Daz Army now. Graham is here. So let me put Graham up the top there. Archer is here. He moves up spaces as well. There we go. And then we've got Alan, Jess, Edem, and Drew are all here. So put them up further up. Lovely. Then we've got Razzle Dazzle. He goes further up. And Shemtam. Can't forget Shemtam. Shemtam moves further up. And Carl. Very good, Shemtam. Look, he says, has my name been changed to Shemdaz now? Very, very good. Very good. Ronnie and Ryan G. Cut them out because they're not here at the moment. Paste them out of the show. Right, Richard has given me a score, so he's here. Right, we've got Richard. Tot Spurs is here. Put Tot Spurs into the show there. All right, cut these 4 people out here that are not here. All right, so cut these 4 out, put them there. Ryan T, cut him out, put him down here. All right, that's Ryan T. And then we've got Mr. Scott Scolliver, Side Dancer, Daz Reynolds, and Nita are all here. So they get put in. And then you've got Mikey, who's not here, who will go further down the list. But we have Ellie here. So Ellie moves up the list. All right. Ellie moves up the list. For those that weren't aware, right, just to let you know, the first match that we are predicting on is between Donnerfeld Wien and Retz, and this game is being played in the Austrian Regional East division. I told you that we were going to go and we were going to pick games from far flung afield. Right, so we move on to game number 2. Get my score ready to put in there. And game number 2 is between Gomel 2 versus Dnepa Mogliev. Bear me a second, just get your scores in. It's bloody parcels. Hello, Matthew. How are you? I hope you're well. This is predictions, Matthew. You're a member. You can play. You can play if you want. You've only missed one game, and we can put that game in for you. Henry, good afternoon, Henry. I hope you're well, sir. Right, we have got Scott Colliver started us off with a 1-0. Right, so Scott's come in with a 1-0 for this game. Ooh, he's further up, further up. Where are we? Where are we? Razzle Dazzle, 2-3. Razzle Dazzle can see goals in this game. 2-3 for Razzle Dazzle. A 0-2 for Rakdos, for Alan. Alan, 0-2. And then have a 2-0 for Shemtam. Shemtam, 2-0. We have Shemtam. A 1-3 for Jess. Jess, 1-3. Have a 2-1 for the Elsbells. Elsbells is on a 2-1. I see a pattern early. Side Dancers in for a 2-1. Have I missed anyone there? Drula, 1-2. Drula on a 1-2. Eltel Cockrell's predicting 0-3. Graham is predicting 0-3. Me and Graham have got the same scores both of our first games at the moment. And Daz has gone for a 1-1 draw. Matthew, you're playing. Good man, Matthew. Let me put you in. It's your first week this year. So for Matthew, I'll put you in, Matthew. And there we are. Let me just put you in, Matthew. And you've gone for Matthew. I saw a score, 2-1 for Matthew. Right, got you and Matthew at 2-1. And then we have Edem at 2-2. Nita at 0-2. And then we have Totspurs. Dazza 1, 2, or 3. It's got to be Dazza 1 because he's been the original, hasn't he? So Totspurs, Dazza, the original, 0-4. Carl, 2-3. Archer, 1-3. And am I missing someone? I've got, where's Richard's score? Richard's who I'm missing at the moment. I haven't got a score for Richard. Richard, I need a score for you. But whilst I'm waiting for that, Matthew, you've only missed one game, so I'm going to go back for you. Matthew, the first game was Donnerfeld Vienne versus Retz. This game is in the Austrian Regional East League. So I need a score from you, Matthew, for Donnerfeld Vienne versus Retz. And then for Richard, I need a score from Gomel 2, Dnepa Mogliev versus Dnepa Mogliev. And for those that are not aware, Gomel 2 versus Dnepa Mogliev is from the Belarusian League, the Perashaya Liga. So this second game is from the Belarusian League, from the Perashaya Liga. So we're missing Richard and I'm missing Matthew for the first game. Okay, we'll move on to game number 3. Game number 3 is between Mel and Renaissance Mons. Mel versus Renaissance Mons. And my score is going in now. People looking this up. Razzle Dazzle's coming with a 2-all. Razzle Dazzle doesn't need these off the cuff, innit? Razzle Dazzle 2-2. Shemtam 2-1. I got a 1-0 from Scott. I got 3 1-0s coming in here. From I got Scott, Nita, and Daz all saying 1-0. Scott, Nita, and Daz, sorry. Copy. Scott Colliver 1-0. Nita 1-0. Scott, Nita, and there was someone else. Daz Reynolds. Daz 1, 2, and 3 have always 1-0. 1-0 for Daz. Eltel has gone 0-2. Carl has gone 2-1. I've got Graham and Drew are both going for 0-3. Jess has gone 1-3. Dazza, the original, has gone 0-3. Alan's gone 0-2. Googlers are coming back with the scores now, says Razzle Dazzle. Matthew has gone 0-4. Archer 0-3. Ed M's gone 2-1. Right, I'm missing. Who am I missing? Sai and Ellie. Sai and Ellie. Did you give me scores? Sai's giving me 2-1. Sorry, I missed your score, Simon, but I'll get in there now. So it's just L's bells I'm missing on this one. And Rich has been missing for the last 2. So has Ellie given me a score? Archer, Edem, Matthew, Tot Spurs, Rakdos, Jess, Judah, Spurs. Stamps, right, no, I have got no score from Richard or from Ellie. This game, by the way, is coming from the Belgian National ACFF League. So it's the Belgian National ACFF League. Right, we'll miss Ellie, miss Rich, and we move on to the next game. And the next game is between CA Chocorossi versus Ciudad Nueva. CA Chocorossi versus Ciudad Nueva. And your scores, please. Edem's changing it to a 1-2. Here we go. Here we go. It's not Drew Latt, it's Edem that started the train off today with the changes. Right, Sai is first in. I need to put my score. What's my score for this game? Okay, got my score there. Right. No, I'm putting my score in the wrong place. Here we go. Right, so we start with Sai Dancer at 4-1 for this one. Sai's coming at 4-1. Shemtam is on a 1-3. Daz is on a 1-3. Daz is on a 1-3. Anyone else on a 1-3? No, just them two. Okay, and then I have Scott C on a 1-0. Scott, there seems to be a pattern with you at the moment. Only at the moment. A 2-1 for Razzle Dazzle. Razzle Dazzle, 2-1. Nita 1-0. Need to 1-1. 1-2 for Jess. Let me see with Jess. Jess is here. 1-2 for Jess. 1-2 for Rakdos for Alan. 1-1 for Nita. I've got 2-3 for Graham. I have a 1-2 for Drula as well. A 1-3 for Carl. Where's Carl? Where's Carl? I need to find Carl again. There's Carl there. 1-3 for Carl. And there's a 0-3 for Eltel, a 1-2 for Rakdos, which got 2-1 for Matthew. And I have a 1. That's it. That's the scores I've got. Ronnie, start now from this one. Edem 0-2. Tomorrow's show is at 4 o'clock, and tomorrow's show, be there or be square. The 1-2 for Ellie for the Mew game. Okay, I've got you, Ellie. We're now on to this game. So I am missing. Who am I missing? I'm missing people here. Right. 1, 2. Ronnie's here. He's starting at this one. Now I need to find Ronnie on the list. There's Ronnie. Let's add Ronnie to the show. Paste him there. And Ronnie's gone for 0-1. Right, so I'm looking for Archer, Totspurs, and Ellie. Okay, I found Ellie. So Archer and Totspurs for this game. Totspurs 0-2, which I've got. Thank you, Dazar. Original. And then I'm looking for Mr. Archer. Mr. Archer says, it says Shirakosi are playing NCS Academia. Is it? Right, so this is coming from the Bolivian Copa Simon. So let me go to the Bolivian Copa Simon. Can't believe I'm looking at all these bloody games. Right, Saturday. Bolivia. Let me go to Bolivia. Bolivia. Yep. Chocorosi versus Ciudad Nueva. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff. So where you're getting CNC Academia from, I don't know, because it's not a game that I've got, unless you're looking at someone totally different. No, the game is definitely CA Chocorosi versus Ciudad Nueva SC. It's on Saturday the 6th. And it is in the Bolivia Copa Simon Bolivar. Richard wants 2-0. Okay. 2-0 for the last 3. Is that it, Richard? Do you want 2-0 for the last 3? And that you're bust. I don't understand, but obviously you're having problems. Sofa score, 6th of the 9th, 25. As I said, I'm looking at it on what I look on, and it says it's the game that I've given. That's why I've gone with that game, because that's what it says on the app that I'm looking at. But Archer, you've gone for a score anyway. No, you haven't given me a score. So I'm just waiting on your score. Archer, take it as what I've put up. If that changes, then that changes. But at the moment, I need a score for Chocorosi versus Ciudad Nueva. Yep, Ellie, you are up to date. So Archer's going 0-2 for this one. Right, so we're there. So we're now into game number 5. Oh, all 2-0 all games home win. Okay, so you're going with 2-0 across the board. Nick, it's your call, because if you want, I am going to go back and redo them. This is game number 5. I'm only doing 12 today. So it's game 5. So it's up to you, Nick. Your call. We're going to game 5 now, should I say. Game number 5 is between Sloboda and Celik Zenica. Sloboda versus Celik Zenica. For this one, I've gone for. For those of you that haven't played this last year, you will see that I go all around the world. Razzle Dazzle's first in. He's going for a 0-1. I then have Shemtam in at a 1-2. For those of you that started well, those of you that started badly, this is the week. 24 games. This is the week when you can shine. Carl is on a 1-3. I was wondering what the rest of the scores, but Carl says, oops, 1-3. Right, put Carl in at a 1-3. Then we've got, after Carl, we've got a 1-0 for Scott C. I can see a pattern, Scott. Scott C, 1-0. 3-all for Si. Si's not messing about here. 3-all. And then I see a 1-all for Alan. Alan, 1-all. Then we have Drooler at 2-0. Drooler at 2-0. There's Drooler. Drooler's there. 2-0 for Drooler. And then you've got Eltel at 0-2. Graham at 1-2. The Queen is at 0-2. Jess 1-2. Carl 1-3, which I already got. A Desmond for Daz. A 1-all for Ronnie. Right, I think. Right, no, I'm missing 2. I'm missing Nita and Matthew. Have I missed out on Nita and Matthew? Right, Nita's normally the green moniker. Right, no, it's Nita and Matthew that I'm missing. Afternoon, Paul. Start from this one, mate. Sloboda versus Celik Zenica. Start from here, Paul. I'm doing a rollback for somebody else anyway, so I can roll back. We're only doing 12 scores today. So Paul G's gone for 1-2. Right, so last call for this score line. And that is from, I need Matthew and Nita, please, on Sloboda versus Celik Zenica. Just want to make sure that I haven't got them. Let me go back up and have a look. No, Matthew and Nita are definitely missing their scores. Okay, says Nick 2-1. Okay, so 2-1 for Nick. You put 2-1, Nick. If you have, then it hasn't appeared on my screen. Jack, start from here, mate. Start from here. Matthew says 2-1 as well. Start from here, Jack, because then I can roll back later for you guys. Who am I doing? It says Nick's coming. That's Nick's got a 2-1. Jack is just coming, hasn't he? Jack, yeah. And Jack's gone 3-1. So I'm rolling back for 4 of you at the moment. 3-1. It's just worth starting now because I'm on game number 5 of 12. So bearing in mind, I'm doing 12 games today and 12 tomorrow. Queen Ellie says, my last day of my holidays tomorrow. So sad, Jose. I love it here in Cyprus. Ellie, will you be traveling when it's the 4 o'clock show tomorrow? Because if so, you're going to have to put them in tomorrow night. Right, this game, for people that are not aware, is coming from the Bosnian PRVA Liga. The Bosnian PRVA Liga. So we move on to game number 6 of the 12 that we're doing today. And I have for you Coritiba versus Ferroviaria. Coritiba versus Ferroviaria. Razzle Dazzle 3-1. He's straight in there. Razzle Dazzle with a 3-1. Two-one for Carl. A 2-1 for Daz and a 2-1 for Alan. 2-1 for Daz. 2-1 for Alan. A 2-1 for Nita. A 2-1 for Jack. A 3-0 for Drula. We've got to find a 3-0 scoreline. Have I got any 3-0s up there? I can poach it. I'll poach that one. There's a 3-0 there, and Drula's gone for 3-0. 3-0 for Drula. Any more 3-0s? Queen Ellie, 3-0. Totspurs, 2-0. Uh, 3-1 for Shemtam as well. Two 0 for Ronnie. Where's Ronnie's there? 2-0 for Ronnie. I mean, round Nick's gone for a 1-1 draw. So put Nick in at 1-1. And I'll work myself up. Ed M's also gone for a 1-1 draw. Ed M. Where's Ed M? Ed M's a 1-1 draw in this one. I then have a 1-0 for Sai. Sai has a 1-0 victory for this one. I then have 2-0 for Archer. Archer. 2-0. 2-0 top Spurs, 1-0, 3-0, 2-1 Jets, 2-0 for Eltel. Nita says 2-1. Jess says 3-1. Let me put Jess in there at 3-1. Right, who am I looking for next? Graham says 3-1. Paul G, 2-0. Paul G, 2-0. Matthew and Scott is who I'm looking for now. Scott, predictable Scott. A 1-0. Matthew, what have you given me? Has Matthew given me a score? Last person to give me a score would be Matthew. Let me have a look. Go back up, see if I can find Matthew. No, there's no score from Matthew. So, with that being said, this game is coming to you courtesy of the Brazilian Serie B League. Serie B Brazilian League. Matthew, I'm going to move on to the next game, mate. And the next game is Fratria versus Ludogorets 2. Fratria versus Ludogorets 2. Right, I think Razzle Dazzle first one in at 0-4. Alan 3-0. Alan 3-0. Eltel 3-1. Scott 0-1. Jack Spurs 6-1. Three 1 for Graham as well. 3-1 for Daz. A 1-3 for Elsbells. A 1-0 for Nita. 4-1 for Carl. Carl, 4-1. Right, who we got after Carl? A 3-0 for Ronnie and Dazza. Do I have got any more 3-0s there? No, but I have a 2-0 for Nick. And I have 2-0 for Drula. I have a 4-1 for Sight and a 4-1 for Archer. A 0-2 for Ed M. Ed M, where's Ed? And then we have a 3-1 for Jess. Jess in there, 4-0 for Paul G. A 2-0 for Driller, which I've got a 2 for Shemtan, which I didn't have. And I am missing, who am I missing? I'm missing Matthew. Other than that, I've got everybody else's. Right, so it's just Matthew that we're missing. This game for you is coming from the Bulgarian Vitora Liga. The Bulgarian Vitória Liga. And now we go on to game number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Game number 8. And game number 8 for you guys is Forge versus HFX Wanderers. Forge versus HFX Wanderers. So Eltel Cockerel 2-0. Razzle Dazzle 1-2. Alan 1-2. Scott C 1-0. Right, Ed M says to me, Jose, I got confused with Ludogorets. I'll change it to 2-0. Who says that? That was Ed M. Ed, what are you doing to me, Ed? It's normally Drula that does this to me. Drula, I think you've done the relay on me and you've passed that baton on to Ed M. 2-0 for the Queen. I've got a 2-1 for Graham. Is this more fun? No premiership on the line. All these teams we've never heard of. What I will say is there's another competition I play in with people that I've been playing for years. There's 46 people in this competition. It says 46. No, sorry, it's 26 people in the league. 26. So you play 44 games or 46 games or something like that. And it's just you get a varied selection, and you're home one week, you're away the following week, and there's 10 fixtures that are prefixed or predetermined, and you've got to pick who you think is going to score the most goals in a game, whether you're home or you're away. And by learning all these teams, I kid you not, by learning all these teams that we've played, I am currently 12 points clear in this league. 12 points clear. And people have said that I've already signed up the title, but the league goes on till November, so it's still got another 2 months to run. It's been running since May. It was 2-1. 2-1 for Carl Simpson as well. 2-1 for Carl. Have I got any more 2-1s? I've got 2-1 for Archie. I'm going to put the 2-1s in for now that I can see. 2-1 for Tot Spurs. 2-1 for Ronnie. 2-1 for Nick. Matthew is coming with 1-0. Matthew, you've missed 2 games. What scores do you want me to put in for your previous 2 games, Matthew? Tell me and I'll put them in for you. Ed M 2-1. Ronnie's 2-1. Ed M's 2-1. Who else have I got? Daz 2-0. Did I get Daz's? No, I didn't. Daz, I hope you have the winning score because it's the score I've gone for. Drula says 2-1. Drula says 2-1. I'm looking for some scores here. Shemtam 2-0. Lovely. We got Shem at 2-0. And I'm missing Side Dancer. Paul G's 2-0. Sai and Jack. What is Sai and Jack giving me? Jack's 2-0 and Sai's 1-0. Jack's 2-0. Sai is 1-0. Matthew, what do you want me to put in there for the previous 2 games? You're missing 2 games, Matthew. And for people that wanted to know, this game is coming from the Canadian Premier League. The Canadian Premier League is where this one's coming from. Right, Matthew, I don't know what you're saying, but you might have to do the rollbacks if you're not listening or being able to hear me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Game number 9 of the week for you guys is right. This is where I messed up earlier, weren't it? Right, hold on, bear with me a second. Let me work. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is 8th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Do you know what, guys? You've actually got 25 games. I've forgotten to put 1 game in. You've actually got 25, so we're going to have to do 13 today then. Right, I'm going to have to add this next game in. I thought I'd made an error. Right, so this next game is between Deportes Temuco versus Copiapo. Deportes Temuco versus Copiapo. Just make sure I think I've got the right league. Yeah, I have. Right. Okay, worked it out. I know what league it is now. I know what league it is. Right, I had to work out the league. I've got it. My score is going in there now. Right. But I think Shemtan says if I get one of these exactly right, I'll have a heart attack from shock. Right. So in this game, we have, I think I'm right in saying that the first person in was Nick at 2-1. Nick. Right, so people, you've actually got an extra game. There's 25 games. I've realised I've done 25, but I've only written down 24. So you're going to have 25 games. So we'll do 13 today, 12 tomorrow. So that gives you an extra game. So it's 2-1 for Nick, a 2-1 for Drula. Have got any more 2-1s coming in here? No. Okay. Ratdos, Alan says, my wife's family is from Temuco. So if your family is from Temuco, you will know exactly where this game is coming from, my man. All right, so they're the 1-2s that I've got. Oh, sorry, 2-1s. I then have a 2-0 from Paul G. So to help the people along, this is coming from Chile. La Liga de Ascenso is where it's coming from, for those that wanted to know. So it's a 2-0 for Paul G. A 0-1 for Razzle Dazzle. I don't know, some of you guys weren't doing this last year, and you wouldn't have known that we go all around the world. We go mad when it's the breaks. And we give you lots and lots and lots of games to give you chances to make up points, is all I say. Always a chance to make up some points. And for those that miss out, then they don't make any points. Alan has gone for a 2-0 victory in this one as well. Yes, Alan, it is Chile. 0-2 for Graham. A 0-2 for Graham. A 1-3 for Jess. Jess. Let me see, Jess. 1-3 for Jess. Sai, it's 5-1. It's a killer of a game for Sai. 5-1 for Sai. My wife's from Temuco. Yep, Nita says 2-2. A does for Nita. And then we have a 0-3 for Daz. And then we have a 3-1 for Carl. And then we have a 1-2 for Eltel Cockerel and a 1-2 for Drula. 1-2 for Drula. Drula got 2-1. What have I got 2-1 for Drula? The 1-2 for Drula. A 1-3 for Edem. Edem. 1-3 for Edem. I then have a 1-2 for Archer. We have a 0-2 for Ronnie. A 1-4 for the Queen. Two 0 for Shemtam. Shem, I reckon the odds are that you get at least 2 correct scores. Got to be the odds for you this week, mate. A 1-3 for Paul G. Paul G, I've got you as 2-0. Am I missing scores here? I've got a 1-3 for you. Okay, right. Paste the 1-3. I'm going to change this to 1-3. I don't know why. I hope I haven't messed up the scores. Paul G's a 1-3. Tot Spurs is a 1-3. Nick's got to shoot a 2-0. My 2-0 fixture for 64. I'm going 1-3 in this, Paul G. Yeah, I've got you as 2-0 before. So I'm missing Matthew and Jack Spurs. Matthew and Jack Spurs. Let me have a look just to make sure that I have not cheated them out. Matthew and Jack Spurs are the two people that are missing on this. And this game is coming to you, as I said, from Chile, La Liga de Ascenso is this game. Right, Nick's game, we're 2-1 for the rest of the games because he's had to shoot off. So I'll put Nick in there. Does that give Nick the rest of the games? Right. So yeah, so all I'm missing now is Matthew and Jack. Give you a couple of more seconds. Queen Ellie wants 2-1 the rest of the games. All right. So going to move on to the next game. That's 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The 10th game of the week is Dalian Kun City versus Ding Dang Ganlian. And that's a mouthful, isn't it? It's Dalian Kun City versus Ding Dang Ganglian. I kid you not, this is definitely a game. I ain't lying. Razzle Dazzle is going for a 1-3 in this game. Razzle Dazzle, 1-3. We have a 2-3 from Shemsan. Well, do you know what, Ellie? I think I've got it all completely wrong the way I pronounced it because it's not from my part of the world. But yeah, but you try, don't you? Everywhere you go, you got to try. Alan, 2-2 draw. Desmond for Alan. A 1-0 for Scott C. Good evening, Scott. Sorry, Luke from Spotlight and Spurs. I hope you're well, Luke. I'm looking forward to later. Archie says great names, and Queen Ellie says I love the way you pronounced it proper, Jose. A Daigle for Side Dancer as well. Side Dancer is on a Daigle. Drula says, are you sure Kuva's not been at these? No, it's, you know what? You haven't even heard some of the teams that we've got for tomorrow. It's such a pity that Kuva's not here because Kuva would be all over this. Kuva would be all over this. It's just a pity he's not been here. And if he doesn't appear and he doesn't come tomorrow, he would have missed out on the fun that he likes because he would have absolutely drilled some of these. Nita 1-2. Carl Simpson 2-1. Carl Simpson 2-1. Carl 2-1. And then we have a 1-0 for Paul G. Paul G. Who is Paul G's here? 1-0. A 0-0 for Ronnie. First 0-0 of the week. A 1-0 for Edem. A 1-0 for Drula. A 2-2 for Graham. That would also make it a 2-2 for Archer. And a 2-2 for the original Dazza. In between that, I can see Jess for 2-1. 2-1 for Jess. So I'm missing Daz, Matthew, Jack Spurs. Daz, Matthew, and Jack Spurs. So Daz, Jack Spurs, and Matthew. Otherwise, we move on. Right, I'm going to move on. Right, so for the people that wanted to be aware, this match is coming from the Jia, Jia, the Jia League in China. So Dalian Kun City versus Dignan Ganlian is coming from Jia League in China. Right, we move on. Game number 11 is between Llaneros versus Tolima. Llaneros versus Tolima. Daz has come in with a 2-0. Got your Daz. So Daz came in with a 2-0 right at the end. This is 2-0 for Daz in the other game. Right, in this game we have Shemtam at 1-3. We then have Eltel 0-2, Rakdos 0-1. So Alan is a 0-1. Let me find Alan. Alan, there's Alan there. Alan 0-1. And then we had a train of 0-1s. I had Alan, and then we had Razzle, and we had Paul G, all at 0-1. Let me get them all in there at 0-1. No more 0-1s for the time being. Then we've got a 1-0 for Scott C. Scott C. Where's Scotty? Scotty's there. Scott C. 1-0. Ed M with a 1-2. That's it, Ed M. Ed M 1-2. Graham 1-2. Dazza, the original 1-2. And then I've got a few 1-3s that I can see, but I can see another 0-1. Let me just put that in there. And that is for Archer as a 0-1. Nita is a 0-2. Ronnie 0-1, I've got that. Right, a 1-3 for Jess. Jess 1-3. Drula 1-3. Drula. I've got Drula at 1-2. Why have I got Drula at 1-2? I know, right? I've stuck. Edem's score in the wrong place. Right, Edem's gone 1-2. Drula went 1-3. That's 1-2, 1-3. Daz, Matthew, Ronnie, and Jack Spurs. Ronnie's gone 0-1. So Sai and Daz. Sai 3-1, just come in just now. So what 3-1 to Sai. Why can't I see Carl's 1-3 as well? 1-3 for Carl. And then I'm just missing Daz. Apart from the others. Daz, Matthew. So Daz, Matthew, and Jack. Right. Daz, Matthew, Jack. Daz. Right. I haven't got any scores from these people. So this game is coming from the Primera A League in Colombia. The Primera A League in Colombia. 2-3 for Daz. Right. So we move on to the penultimate game for today, which is the 12th game, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The 12th game. Teams that we've had in the past. Orient versus Bielorado. Orient versus Bielorado. Razzle Dazzle first up with a 2-0 victory. 0-2, sorry, for Razzle. Razzle 0-2. Trula 2-0. Side Dancer up the O's 2-0. Jess is 2-0 as well. Jess. Sai. Have I got any more 2-0s up there, Trula? Yeah. Shemtam 1-4. Shem 1-4. Ratdos 1-all. Alan 1-all. Ed M is 1-all. Graham 2-1. Tot Spurs, the original. Dazar is 2-1. Archer 2-1. Oh, there's Carlio. Daz 2-1. Carl 2-1. Nita, I've got Nita's already. Scott, have you given me? Yeah, Scott, standard for you, mate. Lovely, got you in. Paul G says 2-0. Right, so Jack Spurs, Ronnie, Matthew, Nita, which I'm sure I have your scores. Nita's gone 1-all. And then it's just Ronnie out of the people that are with us. Ronnie's gone 3-1. Right. Last game for today. So for the first half of these, so we're doing 13 today, 12 tomorrow. Am I right? It's 12 tomorrow. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12 tomorrow. 13 today. The last of the 13. And then after that, the people that need to hang back are Matthew, Ronnie, Paul G, Nick. Sorry. Yeah, Nick's gone. Jack Spurs. And then we'll do the rollbacks. But this game, if I haven't already said it, is coming from the Croatian PRVA National League. And then game number 13 and the final one for today is Slavia Prague under 20s versus České Budějovice. České Budějovice versus Slavia Prague under 20s versus České Budějovice B. That's a mouthful on a night, ain't it? Slavia Prague under 20s versus České Budějovice B. And we start with Alan, who's gone for a 2-0. Alan went 2-0. Razzle Dazzle's gone for the tool draw. Has he had a tool? Yeah, yeah, there we go. We just added tool draw into there. Razzle Dazzle's gone for a tool draw. And then we've got Scott C, stock answer of 1-0. 1-0 for Scott C. Nita, 3-1. Nita, 3-1. Let's find Nita. Nita, 3-1. Right, Nita, 3-1. Right, I can see that Dazar, the original's gone in 3-1. I can see Paul. Anyone else going for a 3-1? 4 o'clock tomorrow, people. On the dot, please. 4 o'clock tomorrow. Graham, 3-1. But yeah, thank you very much for doing the first half of your challenge today, which is game week 30, part 1 of part 2. This game, just for you guys, has come from the Czech 3rd CFL division, just so you're aware. We have Daz in at 2-1. Daz in at 2-1 for this game. We have a 4-2 for Side Dancer. Sai, 4-2. 4-2 for Sai. Then we have a 3-1 for Graham, which I've got. A 2-2 for Carl Simpson. 2-2 for Carl Simpson. A 1-1 for Drula. 2-1 for Jess.
Where are we going to go? Ivar? Ivar, where are we going to go? You want mummy's car?
4-2 again for Ronnie. So that's 2 4-2s I've seen now. Right, 4-2 for Ronnie. A 3-1 for Totspurs. I've got Paul G at 2-1. Didn't have Paul G's 2-1, but we'll put it in there now. 2-1 for Paul G. A 3-1 for Archer. 3-1 for Archer. Drew at Shem Tam 2-1. A 2 for Ed M. There's Ed M. Ed M's up here. 2-2 for Ed M. Still to my thanks. Right, so I am missing scores from. Who am I missing from? Have I got everybody's? Do you know what? I might have everybody so far. Right. So the people that I'm doing rollbacks for are Ronnie, Paul G, Nick, Jack Spurs, and Matthew. And anybody that's joined us new. So the first rollback score for you guys is that you missed out on was Donnerfeld Vien versus Retz. Donnerfeld Ven versus Retz. So this one really is for Ronnie, Paul G, and Jack Spurs. Donnerfeld Vien versus Retz. Ronnie and Paul G are Googling, so not coming in with their scores at the moment. Donnerfeld Vien versus Retz. Paul G Googling done, comes in with a 2-1. Ronnie Googling done also comes in with a 2-1. I'm gathering Jack Spurs is not about. So game number 2. And sorry, that game's coming from the Regional East Austrian League. And game number 2 is Gomel versus Dnepa Mogliev. Gomel 2 versus Dnepa Mogliev. This is for Ronnie, Paul G, Jack Spurs, and anybody that's new. And this is coming from the Belarusian Pelashaya Liga. Just to help you out. Ronnie 1-4. This is after Googling, and a 1-2 for Paul G after the Googling. Right. Paul and Ronnie. Oops. Paul and Ronnie. Where's Paul and Ronnie? Your next game is Mel versus Renaissance Mons. Mel versus Renaissance Mons. Just to help the Googlers that are Googling, this is coming from the National ACFF League in Belgium. Mel versus Renaissance Mons. Ronnie, after the Googling, is coming with a 0-2. Paul, after Googling. No, Shemtam, you've already done yours. Paul's coming with a 0-2. Shemtam, I've got all 13 of yours for today. Right, Ronnie, your 13 are now done. You're up to date. Tomorrow, part 2 at 4 o'clock. Game number. Ryan, we've just started. Start from here, Ryan. Start from this one because we've just started doing the re-rolls. So start from this one. Mel versus Renaissance Mons, please, Ryan. Right, let me just get him in there. So yeah, so Ronnie, your 13 are done. 4 o'clock tomorrow, my friend. 4 o'clock tomorrow. So the final 12 will be at 4 o'clock tomorrow. You've ended up with an extra game. I thought I'd pick 24. I'd actually picked 25. I didn't realise. So we've done 13 today. We're doing 12 tomorrow. So everybody, if you've got your 13, that's today 13. And tomorrow we're doing 12. 4 o'clock tomorrow. Zero two for Ryan. Right, Ryan, we're on a roll, mate. We're on a roll. Right. So game number 4, Ryan, I will come back to the first three games for you after. Game number 4 is CA Chocorossi versus Ciudad Nueva. And this is in the Copa Simón Bolívar in Bolivia. I'm even giving you the leagues, man, Ryan. I'm even helping you out by giving you the leagues. But Paul G's Googling as well. It's been funny. But we've done 13 games with 23 or 24 players. And we've managed to get through it in an hour and 20 minutes, which is not so bad. Didn't have a full show today. We've got people missing. Paul G, you are now done, mate. You've got your 13 in. And tomorrow's show, mate, for the last 12 will be at 4 o'clock. Right. So next we've got, this is for Ryan G and Matthew, if they're around. And that's Sloboda versus Celik Zenica. Ryan. Sloboda versus Celik Zenica. And this is coming from the Vitora Liga in Bulgaria. The Vitora Liga in Bulgaria, if that helps you out. I would have thought you'd done your homework before you got here, right, Ryan. You seem to know all the teams in the world because you do all the coupons. Thought it'd have been old hat for you, like bosh, 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 bosh. But there we go. Obviously not. 1-2 for Ryan. Ryan, that game obviously came from where I told you already, but the next game for you, Ryan, is Coritiba versus Ferroviaria. Coritiba versus Ferroviaria. To help you, this is coming from the Serie B League in Brazil. If that's any help to you at all. Two 0. The next game for you is coming out of Bulgaria, and it's the Vitória Liga, and it's Fratria versus Ludogorets 2. Three 0 to Fratria. Right, the next game for you, sir, is Forge versus HFX Wanderers, and this is coming from the Canadian Premier League. Two 0 home win. All right, next game for you is coming through as Deportes Temuco versus Copiapao. To help you out, this has come from Chile, from La Liga de Ascenso in Chile. Zero 1. The next game for you is Dalian Kung City versus Dignan Ganlian. You know where this one's coming from. It's coming from the Jia League in China. The Jia League in China. One all. 1-1 draw. And your next game is coming from, it's Llaneros versus Tolima. Llaneros versus Tolima. And this is coming from La Primera A, Colombia. And it's Llaneros versus Tolima. A 1-2 for you, sir. 1, 2. The next game for you is Orient versus Begelo Bordeaux. And this one's coming from the PRVA National League in Croatia. Two one to Orient. 2-1 to the Orient. Let's put in there. And the final game of the 13 before I roll back for you is from the Czech third division CFL. It's Slavia Prague under 20s versus Česká Budějovice B. Three 0 to Slavia. Right, roll back again because you missed the first two games, Ryan. And the first game for you, mate, is Donnerfeld Vienne versus Retz. And that's coming from the Regional East C division of Austria. What say you, Mr. Ryan G? A 1-0 for Ryan. And the last game of the 13 for you is Gomel 2 versus Dnepr Mogliev. And this is coming from the Perashaya Liga in Belarus. Mr. Talk and Ball, well late to the party. I hope you're well, Cole. I hope you're well. 1-3 for Mr. Ryan G. Right, Ryan, that's all 13 locked in for this week, for today, that is. Part 2 with the other 12 games will take place tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So please turn up on time tomorrow, people. And for those people that are watching on playback, you're going to have to get your fixtures from here because there's a few of you that haven't done today. So I'm missing your Dekarus, Vindalus, David, Peter, Wayne, Ian, Chris P, Colin B, Mikey, who said he was going to leave them after the stream, James Neil Coover, Ryan T, No Brett May, Ben, Stacey, Cockney SJ, and Patrick O'Donnell, who have all entered so far this year. You guys are missing. Remember, you've got to be in it to win it. 13 games. 13 games you've got today and 12 games tomorrow. That is a bumper. I'm giving you 25 games during the international break. This is your chance for people that have not started well to get points, and for people that started well to try and extend your points. But anyway, you haven't been on YouTube since Friday, so didn't realise until about 20 minutes ago. No worries at all. I'm just letting you know. Part 2's tomorrow, 4 o'clock. People, like always, I wish you all the very, 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 very best, and I would look forward to seeing a lot of you tomorrow. Can I also turn around and say thank you for your appreciation? Thank you for coming and having a look on us today. And as always, it's come on you Spurs. See you tomorrow, 4 p.m.
Tell, Cockerell, he's just a true guy. You'll have a true time. Tell, Cockerell, leave your troubles at the door. You know the game, you know the score. We're here to have fun, so holster that gun and read the writing on the wall. The predictions league done every week. It just goes on and 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 on. Why do I always get it wrong? Tell, Cockerell, he's just a chill guy. You'll have a chill time. Tell, Cockerell. Jose gets himself around, always talking Spurs wherever he is found, home or away. He always tips to win, throws the form book in the bin with a cheeky knowing grin. Tell, Cockerell, he's just a chill guy. You'll have a chill time. Tell, Cockerell. The Predictions League, done every week. It just goes on and on and on and on. Why do I always get it wrong? Every time I play along. Tell, Cockerell, the show is so chilled. Your time is well filled. If you want good friendly chat, then here's where it's at. Tell, Cockerell. It just goes on and 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 on. Why do I always get it wrong? Tell, Cockerell, the show is so chill. Your time is well filled. If you want good friendly chat, then here's where it's at.